my bank account balance say. I got a check from the shoe company, not do anything in this balance say.
Man.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
30. It's crazy, man.
Welcome to the 30th episode
30th.
of the Marlon vs. Marlon show. Marlon vs. Marlon
I
podcast.
say, I didn't know we changed our name.
And I'm your boy Marlon.
And I'm your boy Marlon.
Join us as two childhood friends go back and forth, argue, debate, fight, sometimes maybe even agree on everything from sports, pop culture, and everything in between.
So today is 30th episode, as you heard Marlon say. So we're just going to do a little something different. We're going to open it up for calls. So we've had people on the show hearing out for the most part on a weekly basis. So today, that's really all that we're going to do. But first, I want to say happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers out there
Happy
handling
Father's
business.
Day, man.
We forgot to say that last week.
Cheers to y'all.
And yeah, I mean, just going off of just some basic, not basic things, but as far as yesterday, we heard, I know a few people that are going to call today, we'll talk about baseball. We heard that baseball, they're coming back. I believe it's a 60-game season that they agreed on, so we'll see if that holds out. We obviously know that we have MLB coming later on. NBA coming July 30th or around there, so hockey's going. So we'll see what's going on with football. I mean, we'll hope for no delays and all that. So, but yeah. But yeah, you got anything else before we get to these calls, man?
Nah, man, this is about y'all. At the end after we're done taking calls, we might expand on some of this stuff a little bit more. But other than that, Jamal trade, hey, that's a great way to start, John. I'm with you. We need him. I don't know if it'll happen, but he said he's willing to kind of table the long-term deal talks. At least just so we can get here. So that's a good sign, man. I hope Jerry's willing. We need that on defense. We need that.
And also, too, before we get to these calls, just shout out to everybody that's been on the show or called in from John to my boy D. You've had some people call in. I mean, we've had a bunch of people that have been on. So just shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the supporters. I mean, from listening and whatever platform you're on, subscribing and everything. I mean, we really appreciate all the love and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Whether you've called in, whether you just listened, whether you commented in the live chat, watched on YouTube, listened on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anything. We appreciate you.
Appreciate the love, man. So yeah, we'll get right to this first caller. This is one of my good friends, Chad. So you gotta hear this. So he's a Broncos fan, Nuggets fan, Red Sox fan, FSU fan, and I want to say he's somebody else. Chad, UNC.
Don't forget about the Tar Heels, baby.
I can't forget about them.
Tar
Yeah.
Heels.
What's going on, Chad? How you doing?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Chad?
Oh man, chilling, man. Out here in the Southern California heat, it's hot.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah.
Join us.
Yeah. Because where exactly you at? You at in Victorville?
Yeah, man, you want my address? Come on, man. We on national radio.
I'm just saying, man. You say Southern California. I mean, you could be in San Diego, LA. I mean, you could be in a.
Hey, I ain't better like you. I can't be in San Diego, man. I'm in the high desert, man.
Yeah, man. I need to get back home to my city, man.
It's hot. I just came back from San Diego.
You where it's at right now, baby. I've seen the house you guys are recording in.
Man, I tell you, man. I mean,
Hey, Chad, we're not gonna do
this.
this again, man. We don't get him started, bro. Don't get him started. Anthony, man, and we appreciate you checking us out. If this is your last episode, can't be talking about my Tar Heels like
Big
that.
Dan came on and said UNC sucks.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. But hey,
Jealous.
yeah, but hey, Chad. I see JR might end up on the Lakers.
Yeah, man. That's a fit right there, man. I mean, I hate to see it, JR. You already know he's one of my favorite players. And, he got that chemistry with Bron. And,
Right.
I mean, he can fill the void that they need. Obviously, he's not doing much on the defensive end, but he's going to score in bunches, man. So, I mean, that's a fit right there. I mean, as a Laker hater, I hate to see it, but if you're a Laker fan, you got to love that.
And then your boy Jokic, he got the virus. So,
man, my boy done lost 50 pounds. I think he got more than the Rona, bro.
Hey, that might change his game a lot, though. That might not be a bad thing losing 50
Man, when I
pounds.
seen him swim like that, all I can think about was just how much more he can do. Because you see, I mean, last year against Portland, he was gassed, man. That one game went to overtime. I mean, dude couldn't even stand, and he was always kind of being flabby. So, I mean, if he can get that weight loss, I mean, he can shoot the ball, and he got the finesse. You know, he's not. I mean, he's powerful, but man, I want to see that, man. I'm excited. The playoffs, this whole thing is gonna be crazy. All sports right now is gonna be crazy.
Right.
Yeah, this might be one of the coolest times as a sports fan in history, just because everything's going to be going on at the same time. It's going to be a crazy mix of all these things going on.
Yeah, bro, that's fact. I mean, you know, Marlon, we usually go to, you know, Vegas in September for week 1, and there's a chance now we could be in the sports book betting on football, college football,
everything,
NBA, MLB. I mean, I might have to put the house up.
Yeah.
Hey.
He, I mean, everything too. Like I remember in Vegas, he came around the corner. I was like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I just lost $500." I was like, "Damn!" Like he just be betting like that, like crazy. But just imagine like in October with baseball playoffs, you got NBA that's probably around the finals or something. And then also too, just that's around the time the NFL starts to heat up. So just imagine all 3 of those sporting events where you got to sit there and choose. It's a Sunday night, and you got Sunday night football. You got, you know, baseball. I mean, at that point, they're gonna have to compete with each other with because you can't spread out all these games and not try to compete with the NFL. Because I think the NFL is gonna try to spread some games too on Sundays. So
I think
Saturdays.
they'll have to. I think they'll have to. That'll be pretty cool too, seeing Saturday football from the jump instead of having to wait until the end. Especially because college, I think, is gonna take a little bit longer to actually get going because they have a whole different kind of dynamic with the students that they have to contend with in classes. So I think they might be a little slower to get started with the whole COVID thing than the NFL. So that'll be interesting. Saturday might be open.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's real right there. I think college is going to struggle, man. I think college is going to struggle. Like you said, they got the liability of students. I mean, they don't, you know, we got millionaires in the pros that can make their own decisions, but when you got students, you got to be careful because those kids get sick and they're going to come, you know, they're going to tell you they missed out on games. It's going to be a whole nother subject with the college kids, man. But, I mean, honestly, it starts with baseball, man. Baseball, they got the first crack at it. I know they were, you know, struggling or whatever to get the deal done, but they about to have the first crack at it as far as team sports goes. We're going to see what happens, man. They got to set the tone, and hopefully it goes smooth. That way we can get to the NBA, you know, a couple weeks later and NFL. I mean, we need it.
I'll say this, too. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place, but I really like what UFC's been doing. UFC has done a great job of, like, putting together little fights every week almost.
Trying.
And giving something to watch. Like, I'm not the biggest UFC fan, but I've been tuned in like crazy.
Yeah, bro, that's UFC. I mean, I was watching golf. I mean, it felt good to see Belmont. I mean, I watch the 3 big horse races. I'm not there, you know, every weekend watching them, but even watching the horse race, I mean, it just felt good to sit down and turn the TV on and not watch the, you know, 1997 final for the 10th time.
Right. It's always NBA TV. You can count on either at some playoff classic or whatever they call Hardwood Classic or whatever they call it. Yeah, man. But shoot, Chad, man, we appreciate you for coming on, man. I know you'll get on me here and there about, you know, saying some wild stuff on here, but you know we appreciate the love. We got to chat with you after the show last week. But yeah, we just appreciate you, you know, tuning in and supporting.
And don't put the house up, man. Don't put the house up.
Hey, man. Hey, anything's possible, man. You heard KG back in the day.
Anything's possible.
Hey, that's love. I appreciate y'all, man. That's love, man. I'm gonna tune in.
All right, man.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Yeah, Chad's you know, we go back, but we obviously don't see eye to eye with teams because Laker fan, Nuggets fan, and he's actually a Broncos fan too. So we always like clashing heads and everything. So yeah, you working on somebody now? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call the next guy. The next guy, now he's keeping it in the same division. He's Raiders fan, so we don't like each other at all. But however, he is a Lakers fan. So
like half the year.
We cool, but we secretly hate each other. You know, but you know, it's a weird relationship. But I really don't like him. But Esteban, how you doing, my friend?
Let me first start off by saying Mrs. Williams, I'm not talking about Marlon's wife, I'm talking about his mom.
Remember that?
I do apologize for whatever may be coming out of my mouth in the next few minutes. I do love your son, however, bit of a jerk.
I agree. I agree.
Hey, what did you post today on Facebook? Love is love. Let's keep that love going. Like right now, we're not our teams aren't playing each other, so we're doing okay. So let's keep that love in the air.
All right, you know what? I'm going to show you some love. I was looking at your guys' Facebook page, and I see there's two pictures of you guys from childhood, which I assume Marlon Williams is the one on the left with the tie and the messed up haircut. I mean, you look very bald at that age already. And you're about the same height now that you were then.
Yep, I knew that was coming. Yep.
Marlon was actually taller than us back then.
Esteban.
And Mr. Pierce, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing well, man, and I appreciate the laughs already. We should have called you a long time ago.
No, he was the one when we were playing the Raiders at my house when we were Monday Night Football.
Uh-huh.
He was one that kept calling, updating me on what was going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so he was. I mean, with the. I will say this: it is good to see at least from the off season and how everything's shaping up. It's good to see that we won't be last this coming up year. Last year was obviously one of the worst years, but with the Raiders and that new stadium, one thing I'm gonna love is them not having that home field advantage. That's gonna be amazing.
You guys don't have a home field advantage.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I was going to say. And I know how much you love that Joey Harrington, or not the Joey Harrington pick, the other Oregon quarterback, whatever the hell his name is, sucks also.
Herbert.
Yeah, do you think the Chargers are going to be improved with Herbert at quarterback?
Well, I'm hoping that somehow we can find a way to get Kaepernick.
So you think you'll be improved if Kaepernick at quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh.
100%. I'm not.
You know what? Let's talk about Kaepernick, because I got to tell you guys. Look, I know that there's a lot of people saying that he needs to be on a team, which he does. I mean,
Right.
He would be a good backup quarterback. But his last year in San Francisco, he did not look good. He was
bad.
not the starting quarterback in this league. His skills have diminished, and then you put in the fact that he's been out of the league now for 3 years? On top of everything else, it just.
Esteban, I agree with you 100%, man. I was just saying the same thing. I mean, he lost his job to like Blaine Gabbert or something like that. So I'm not saying he couldn't be. He's not better than a lot of quarterbacks that have jobs right now, because that's definitely the case. He is. But to think he would come in and change a team right away, I think that's kind of far fetched.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. 2 years ago, we were 12-4. I mean, I don't want to live in the past, but we were probably at the highest that we're going to get in a while. I mean, just being tied with the Chiefs. I mean, going and going to Baltimore and beating the Lamar Jackson team and thinking we're smarter than Bill Belichick. And we obviously saw that played out. So. And then to see what happened last year and to see how Rivers just looked completely shot. I mean, offensive line, Derwin James out, defense not. We looked like two completely different teams. If you look at the teams, you probably would thought that's years and years apart. But as far as with our quarterback situation, I would have preferred Tua. However, if we would have got Tua, I wouldn't have wanted Tua to play this first year. He needed to sit and obviously learn, but I wouldn't feel great with him sitting behind somebody like Tyrod Taylor. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of him. I mean, I think he's a decent game manager, but I mean, at this point, what other options do we have? I thought we were going to get Brady. That obviously didn't work out. And then with Cam Newton, I never wanted him in the first place. You never know what Cam you're going to get. I mean, 2015 Cam is dead and gone. Well, not dead and gone, but he's not here anymore. He's
But you want the 2014 Kaepernick?
It's a 2020. It's a new. He got 3 years of rest.
This is the Charger fan for you.
3 years of rest,
Yeah, exactly.
and who knows what can happen? I mean,
Cam Newton's had 3 years of rest too.
and that's still not good. Yeah, do not definitely know what that.
Oh man, I think Cam should sign with the Patriots. I think that might be a good fit for him. Maybe not personality wise, but as far as getting the best out of him.
Belichick don't want that.
I don't think he wants what he has either.
But it is going to be interesting, especially when we're talking about sports coming back.
Right.
What the NFL is going to actually look like, because one, I doubt that they'll be able to allow fans in the stands by this time and coming up in September. It's just with the way things are going with the COVID. I mean, there's this uptick in cases. States trying to pull back with things. Travel restrictions coming on again. It's going to be fascinating to see what the face of NFL looks like. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a delay to their season as well. So what we're talking talk about in September possibly having all these sports going on. Realistically, I can't see it with football.
Yeah, and one thing too, I was thinking about it with the whole bubble thing, how they're doing in Orlando. I think it's cool to try to get everybody in a bubble, but there's no possible way that you can try to do that with football. With a 53-man roster, you have all of the training staff, the coaches. It's easily very, very close to 100 or just flirting around that number. And you try to do 32 teams, like it's just not going to work. I mean, here in Texas, I know that we can go to like 50% capacity with fans, but with it, like you said, with the spike in cases, it's gonna. I mean, I'm hoping stuff doesn't get shut down again, but it's just leaning towards that way.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because even if you have people in the games, a lot of that money comes from concessions. And how are you going to do concessions with the virus going around? Are you going to have people actually working there? You're going to have, it's a lot bigger than just the surface and people coming to the games, or if they're not coming to the games, there's a lot more that goes into it. And to Marlon's point, I mean, you have more coaches on a football team than you have on players on a basketball team.
Right.
So that's kind of tricky.
The bubble thing, there's just no way it can work with 32 teams, and so I don't know. So I'll ask you this, and then we'll let you go. So we just heard that baseball. I know you're a huge baseball fan, huge Dodgers fan. I mean, do you see it becoming like, as far as where it's heading now? Do you feel like we're actually gonna have a season? Do you think it's like, because I heard we listened to this radio station. That's how we all met, and one of the guys on there was saying that if we have the Padres and the Marlins in the World Series, nobody's going to want to watch that. So, I mean, do you think we'll have, for one, do you think we'll have a season? And two, do you think it will actually, like, the top teams will then ultimately advance to the World Series?
Well, I mean, look, there will be a season no matter what. What it's going to look like, who knows? I mean, they're doing it right in Korea. Japanese baseball's up now. So there is going to be an MLB season. 60 games, it's better than nothing. However, baseball is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So you just got to take this season with a grain of salt. What happens, happens. It sucks, it is what it is, but at least it's sports. It's going to give us something to watch. It's going to give us a distraction that's much needed.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, baseball will be happening. What it's going to look like, I think that's also going to be an intriguing point, where you're going to see some teams that were projected to be some of the forefront teams just kind of fall by the wayside because of this. If a team goes on a losing streak and just has a flukish season, another team goes on a winning streak with just fluky wins, it's going to happen. There's going to be probably about 2 or 3 surprises with this baseball season, with teams making it and teams that don't make it. I mean, I'm a big Dodgers fan. I was looking forward to the Dodgers-Yankees World Series for this year.
Right.
Is that going to happen? I have no idea. I can't say. And plus, you look at injuries with baseball. Player gets injured, normally they're gone for 10 games. You lose a player for 10 games in a 60-game season, that's 1/6 of the season right there. Which, in a 162-game season, you could survive that. 60-game season, that's tough to get over. So I am fascinated to see what's going to happen. I don't like a lot of the rule changes. I hope they're not permanent. I'm not a fan of DH and NA in the National League. But it is what it is. I can't get upset with where they're going with this season, because at least it's some sort of a baseball season.
Right. So, we'll see. I mean, we were just talking with Chad earlier about just being able to, in September and October, when you have all 3 things to watch. And I know you're a gambling man too, so, I mean, you're just going to be chomping at the bits to be able to football, basketball, baseball. I think it's just going to be, great for just the average gambler out there. And but yeah, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully things go well with the NBA. We may get J.R. Smith, so we'll see how that goes, because Bradley doesn't he's not playing. So we'll see what happens with these sports.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm tired of betting on esports. And, I have been happy that soccer's back, so I've been putting some money on those games. So I've been watching the Premier League, the German League, the Spanish, Italian League that's back. So at least I have those sports to kind of help my fix, because yes, I am a degenerate, but and bring on more.
Right. Hey, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate all the support, and I'm sure we'll be cussing at each other in about a few months.
And let me just say one last thing.
Oh,
Mr. Pierce, I do appreciate you carrying Marlon throughout these 30 episodes you guys have had. I mean, it is nice to be able to put up with the show for at least a good 5 minutes when you're talking, rather than hearing Marlon just kind of.
Looks like the connection is messing up.
I appreciate you, Esteban.
My anytime minutes are up. All right, Ez, we appreciate you, man.
Get off that Metro PCS plan that you're on.
Yeah.
Get a roll from that, all right?
All right, man.
I like
We'll
it.
talk to you later.
All right, guys, take care.
All right, appreciate it.
Oh man, hey, while we're bringing up the next guy, I do want to say some stuff about the Lakers and that
Yeah, yeah.
situation, man. That's going to be tough. The Lakers are losing a lot with Avery Bradley. I do like the J.R. Smith thing. I think they probably should have signed J.R. Smith. Don't hate me, San Diego. I was thinking they would sign him when they signed Jared Dudley. I know. I think Jared Dudley is important for the locker room. My guy, Jared, love you. But I thought that would give them another option off the bench. Versatile shooter, scorer kind of guy. But I'm glad he's coming. But Avery Bradley, just that lead defender.
Yeah.
That's what you need going up against the Western Conference when you got a James Harden, you got both those guys across the way in LA. You got Chris Paul out there. You know what I mean? You got all these guards that are really, really tough. Not to mention the two up in Portland if they sneak into the playoffs. So
Right.
With Dame and CJ. So you do hurt there because who do you start now?
Mhm.
Do you go KCP?
Which we've seen him starting to get 0 points.
Yeah,
So-
I don't think you start him. I don't think you start JR. So do you
Yeah,
go
JR
Caruso?
JR can't start. Now Caruso is he has to run with that second team. I would want to put Kuzma up, but Kuzma is like the guy in that second team.
You can't.
But I
you
feel
can't
like,
start
but
Kuzma.
also too, I look at it like this: when you have like LeBron and AD, I mean, of course there are times when one is off and one is on. So for the most part, LeBron will play the whole first quarter, and then he'll go sit the start of the second, and that's when AD will be in. So for the most part, one of them is normally always in, which is if somebody lacks, I mean, you have a number one that's in there because Kuzma can. He's had flashes even back when 3 years ago or so. He's had flashes of him being like the number one guy, but I mean we all know that's he's not there yet. I believe he could be, but he's not there yet. Now Jason Tatum, I know it's very switching all over, but Tatum, I've said this before. I've raved about that guy. He's gonna be like a top 5 player in a year or two. I know that's saying a lot. Maybe top 10.
I don't think he'd be a top 5 player because the top 5 players right now are going anywhere.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
With
Maybe top 10. Top 10 for
except
sure.
LeBron maybe, but
Top 10 for sure. Sorry, Brandon. I just went.
so random stat today. I heard Alex
You
Caruso.
pulling a me.
Well, Caruso and LeBron have the best 2-player PER per 100 possessions in the league. So that's why I mentioned his name. Maybe that might be a good. Rondo might be a good start, but you still need somebody to play that too. The two guard, who's a shooter.
And that's the thing with LeBron. Sometimes you don't know what LeBron you're going to get because he can. I've screamed about this through the whole. If you listen to the whole podcast, I've screamed about this all the time. That LeBron can be that Miami LeBron, kind of have flashes of that, or he can just be somewhat of a passive LeBron and just get everybody involved. Which I mean, sometimes you do need both. And LeBron, he's a lot more efficient nowadays. So
See, I would like my ideal second team for the Lakers would be a J.R. Smith coming in. Rondo leading that group with Kuzma. And I say that because Rondo's not going to score, but when you got a guy like Kuzma and a guy like J.R. Smith who definitely don't mind shooting
that thing.
that would be perfect, I think. And then you also have a KCP out there that can spot up and shoot it. And then, if Dwight Howard doesn't play, you got whoever you got coming in off the bench, whether it's one of those other big guys.
Now, I'm thinking about it, you got to start Casey. I mean, he's a guy that he's somewhat like a Mario Chalmers. He's like a guy that
I'm sorry, Mario Chalmers, I disagree.
he flourishes when he has an elite player that's kind of on the court with him. That, in my opinion, you put Mario Chalmers in a second group, he's not going to do anything. But you put KCP in the second group. I mean, we've seen KCP numerous times score 0 points in a game, 1 point.
So when have you seen him flourish? What's your definition of flourish? Let's get the next caller here.
Let's go.
Call Austin up. Austin, we calling you up, man.
Clippers win. Yeah.
Hey, I don't disagree.
So so that's just Chad that call. So he's a Nuggets fan, but he loves Kawhi. He loves San Diego State too. So
No, that was my pick too. I want LeBron to get another one, but
well, he'll get one. He'll get one before he goes.
Them guys is tough across the way.
You want to introduce my guy, bro?
Yeah, man, we about to call in Austin, Marlon's god brother, my cousin, family first, you know.
Hello?
See what we got. He's a former Charger fan. He's now a Cardinals fan.
He still bleeds blue and yellow.
Definitely a Laker fan.
That's a lot of the people. A lot of the people. Trying to kiss my ass.
What's up, Austin? How you feeling, bro? Appreciate you.
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
Man, we're
Good,
doing
good,
good, man.
good.
You got your deep voice going on, man. Like you're getting ready to call your little, your boot thing, and
This is my voice, when you're bigger than 5'2".
Oh man, coming out the gate. Not on episode 30, Austin. Sheesh. Wow.
Hey, I'm just glad that's like the third hype joke we've already got.
Oh yeah, I mean it's inevitable.
I like it.
At least I got. If I were to grow out my hair, I wouldn't have the Katie taco meat and the top for dread. So that's all.
You
I'm
can't
saying
grow
about
out your
that.
hair, though. It's coming right out my hair. This is all out my hair. You can't do it. And it's fun.
I might be able to.
Austin.
Went bald by choice. So.
I got a question for you.
Choice too.
I got a question for you, man. Are you more excited about basketball season coming back or football season possibly getting a full season in?
Dude, with D Hop on the Cardinals, I might be more excited for football right now because this short whatever this is the NBA about to get into. You
Right.
got people not playing. Like how excited is it when everybody ain't at full shirt?
Right, that's true.
Yeah, and I always love football when the Cowboys lose. So and then
Oh yeah,
that's too.
it's
Hey guys.
Hey, I mean, you know what's crazy, Austin? Thanksgiving Day 2017, I had to make a decision. So knowing that because we know about the schedule in April, May, kind of around there, and find out that was a Thanksgiving game, I was like, bet, I'm going. It just so
That's
happened.
the Chargers one, right?
Right. It just so happened that my wife was pregnant around the time, and my daughter was going to be born late October. So it's like, do I spend the first Thanksgiving away from the family at a game that I won't see for another 8 years?
You guys don't get a Thanksgiving game, but every 8 years?
No.
Oh, that's
No.
crazy.
Well, no, I'm just saying, just in general, just because we were in town.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, we never get Thanksgiving games, but the one we got, we showed out. So I just had to make that decision. Do I sit there and just say, it's our first holiday, let me just go and watch this game, or just not take the L, but go be a family man. So
There's gonna be more holidays.
yeah, true. But you're not married to my wife.
Austin, he's married. Don't get him in trouble.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Like he was about to agree. It was
No,
like,
they definitely will be more holidays, but I mean, you don't have no kids, so the very first holiday,
Right.
with like your baby's about a month old, so it was that tough. I was gonna take.
So what'd you do?
But
I didn't know.
The baby won't even remember.
Yeah, but it's
No,
not the
but his
baby I'm
wife
worried
will.
about.
His wife sure will.
Ain't the baby I'm worried about. Yeah, so I was
This is
just
all
sitting
fun
there.
and games. We know Caroline isn't watching.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for
I
the
can say
pop
whatever.
comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty happy for the full NFL season though, because I feel like a lot of it is wide open this year.
Right.
You got sorry in the CE. It is only between the Cowboys and the Eagles, but the rest of the divisions are pretty good with most teams.
Well, since that's the second shot you've taken at the Cowboys, I'm going to go ahead and say I've been on record of thinking Kyler Murray's not that dang good.
You said that a bunch of times, but when you got three amazing targets,
yeah, that's what I was about to say. If he's going to turn into Baker Mayfield if he doesn't do well this season.
now Dexter's a jackass, so.
Touche. But shout out to Baker because he did say he will be kneeling. So shout out to Baker Mayfield.
He did. That's a plus for him. I mean, he's not Drew Brees, so that's a
Oh
good
man.
Yeah, Breeze getting the heat, man.
Wow.
It's gonna be interesting to see how.
Michael Thomas is gonna average 17 catches a game, and he gonna forget all about what Drew Brees said.
He gonna have another average season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let Marlon tell it.
Yeah.
Record-breaking average season.
Hey, so moving on to the NBA. I mean, you don't have a team, do you? NBA?
I'm a Lakers fan.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were a Clippers fan.
I know you kind of.
Watch your mouth.
I know you kind of flip flopped a little bit, so I was just checking.
No, I've never flip flopped.
Okay. So, who do you feel? Do you feel the Lakers have enough to take it this year, or where do you stand as far as with the NBA season and the teams that can make it to the finals?
I think that we still got enough to take it without Avery Bradley, but you just gotta figure out who you're gonna put in the starting spot now.
Probably JR.
It's gonna be.
Or-
Well, Austin said Rondo. Austin,
Yeah,
tell
I
us
think
what you
they're
think.
gonna put Rondo in. I don't think you can't start JR and that man ain't played basketball in over a year. Because you gotta think about it. Last year in Cleveland, he didn't play either.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't really played. I don't think he's played the game since 2018.
Yeah, you can't just throw somebody in there like that.
Shoot, yeah, that last finals where he messed up. That was the last that he played, right?
No, he played eight or 11 games the following season. And that was
and
it.
then with Cleveland,
Yeah.
and then there was man. So
And Chris,
But
stay tuned in.
other
We're
than
gonna call
that-
you next, bro.
Other than that, I think the Western Conference Finals will be the Clippers and Lakers, like I said before.
you said that.
Yeah.
I remember.
And the Eastern Conference is looking between Milwaukee,
Bucks,
Toronto, and Boston. Because
Okay.
those teams aren't that good. I don't have faith in Joel Embiid down the line. Other than the sports, like the top 4 teams in the East, like you can't say anybody else is gonna do anything.
Yeah, and I really want what's the point guard name for Philly?
Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons, man. I really want to be a Ben Simmons fan, man.
Remember that bet we made?
Yeah, I lost. I said Ben Simmons was gonna make more threes than the Eagles won games, and he
Yeah.
didn't. I don't even think he attempted more. Hey, wait, but the season's not over yet.
You're right.
It's still not gonna happen.
It still won't.
Hey, man.
Because he don't want to take that shot.
I was fooled by the YouTube videos or the IG videos in the off season.
I told you. I said this dude is not real, and I told you that. Like it's just like with people that get boxing or something like that. You practice, and sometimes when you up into the field, and you up against your opponent, sometimes you just forget a few things that you practice. So, but Ben Simmons ain't that.
No, I think he practiced for like 2 weeks.
So let me post this video.
He was like,
Yeah,
you
be
know what?
fooled, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I ain't even gonna do this in the game. There ain't no need for me to practice no more.
Yeah. Well, shoot, Austin, man. We appreciate you for coming on, and for one, I appreciate you for not cussing, man. Because I know it
No, he
just.
said jackass.
No, you can say that. Jackass ain't bad.
Yeah, they're not kicking us off or nothing for that. You good?
Yeah,
They
Jackass.
say that on Family Matters.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Probably heard it on Full House once or twice. So. Yeah.
For some of our listeners, Family Matters is kind of the equivalent to Full House.
Yeah, man. Well, shoot, man. We appreciate you, man, and always showing love and support, and
Absolutely, bro.
calling both of us out when we say, mostly me, when saying something reckless. But yeah, we appreciate you,
No,
man.
he give me two.
Yeah.
That's just, but all right, y'all.
All right, man.
Appreciate
We'll see
you.
All right. Austin.
All right.
We got next. I got 2 more. And then how many you got?
I just got Chris. I told Chris we'd call him next.
Bet,
My
bet.
guy from Denver here.
Tell them to really call.
Yeah, we call him right now, Chris.
Go give the intro.
Chris, me and Chris actually met when I was living in Denver back in 2012, 2013. He's a big boxing guy, obviously a Denver sports guy.
Hello?
Chris, what's up, man? This is Marlon versus Marlon. How you doing?
Marlon. Man, it's been tough to you. It's been a while.
I know. I was just kind of telling him how we met and everything. We played on a men's league team out in Denver together. We ran a couple leagues, man. He got a lot of game. But I was telling you also in the boxing, and tell us a little bit about how you feel with boxing coming back and mixed martial arts coming back, man.
I'm actually super excited that it was actually mixed martial arts that leads to the first sport to come back. I have quite a few friends that are in the UFC currently. Actually, Justin Gates is the one who had fought the first card back and won a world title.
Yep.
But just that, and now Top Rank is kind of starting to get back going, as well as a lot of local shows. I do a lot of managing and training of fighters.
Okay.
So being able to get back into these local shows and get some of these fighters going, I mean, it's a blessing, man. Because being stuck in the house in El Paso, Texas, it's not the move. Trust me.
Oh, you in El Paso now?
Yeah. I moved out here to El Paso in November for a year with my girlfriend.
Okay.
So I'm officially a Texan for a little while.
Nice, man. Well, I might, if I ever want to make that 5-6 hour drive.
It's about 8 or 9.
Oh, 8 or 9. Damn, I ain't gonna do that. We're gonna have to link back up in Denver, man. I need to get back to Denver. I was telling them that's where we met.
Yeah, definitely, man. We definitely have to do that. It's funny that you popped up and I think you were doing a show. First off, if I'd have known you had a show and stuff going on, I'd have definitely supported it a lot sooner. But now that I do know, I'll definitely be tuned in a lot for both of you guys. That's
We appreciate that. Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. And shout out.
It's funny that they got brought up because I seen it was like a Facebook memory that came up of the picture of all of us at the Metro League that we won.
Yep, up at Metro State. We was smacking people, man. We was nice.
Yeah?
We had a squad.
It was bad. It got bad for people.
Yo, bro, these dudes, I'm like past my playing prime. I'm coming off of torn Achilles back in 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
But I had these guys, man, they would just run up and down. Like, they had all the energy in the world with game, though. Like, not just running for no reason. They had game, too. Shoot it, get to the cup, whatever you needed. So it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's a good time, man. We're definitely going to have to link up and do that again.
For sure, bro. I'm a spot-up shooter now, though. That's all I got. That's all I got. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it looks like you packed on a couple pounds. We ain't gonna talk about
Hey, been eating too good, man.
I got great.
I gotta stop.
Hey, I mean,
Great.
If I'd known you were in Dallas, I was actually out right before this morning. Actually, in February, I was out in Dallas for a fight. One of my best friends named Brandon Dirk, he fights for Bellator.
Okay.
He made event at a card out there in
What city was it?
What's the casino that's right there in Oklahoma?
Oh, WinStar?
WinStar,
Yeah, that's like an hour away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an hour away, but we stayed in Dallas, and I actually stayed a few days after that because Andrew Gibson, his brother, lives in Dallas.
Yeah, I remember Andrew. How he doing? He good?
Yeah, he's good, man. He's still Drew.
Still Drew.
Yelling at people, causing headaches.
Man, Drew was good, but he talks a lot better than he was.
No, listen.
Damn.
No, listen.
What happened?
As
That's
far
really
as
quick.
as far as a shooter, I'll say that, yes. But Andrew, to me, is the best point guard that I personally ever played with.
Yeah.
Nobody can read the floor like that guy.
Yeah.
And he's not worried about shooting. He's just worried about getting people the ball.
That's true. I like that. I like how you said that. He's very right. But shout out to Gibson, man. That's my guy too. I miss all y'all.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that, man. So let me ask y'all a question. I'm a guest on your guys' show. Let me ask y'all a question. You guys have been asking a lot of people about the whole NBA season and whatnot that's coming back. Right now, at least that I haven't heard, give me y'all's prediction on who's going to come out at least to the finals and who's going to win. Who's going to win it all?
You want to start?
Based on everything that's going on.
I mean, I've been.
He's a Laker fan, by the way.
Yeah, so I mean, that's. Are you sorry? No. Who you got? What's your team?
I'm a fan.
One more time.
I'm a Denver Nuggets fan.
The first guy that called was a Nuggets fan. I mean, yeah, you guys may not have a stretch 4 if depending on how much more weight he loses, but
Stretch 4.
Yeah, he's a center.
Well, stretch 4 center.
He's
I
a
mean,
center.
stretch 4 center.
You're talking about the best center in the league, right?
I mean,
I
I
thought-
give you that. I mean, this isn't really the time of the big man, so yeah, I give him that. I mean, you
He's
guys
definitely
you got,
top 2 or 3.
You got, cause I mean, you got Joel. I mean, and he's really he's a 4, but other than that, dominant centers we don't really have to really shoot post Shaq. I mean, did we have too many dominant centers after that?
No.
I I mean, no, not really. But I just look at Jokic, and also I will say arguably the best big period. And that's arguably because we still got Anthony Davis out there. As much as I hate the Lakers, I got to give Davis his due.
Which he don't like playing the 5, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but the reason I skill set, it's unlike anything we've seen in quite a long time. He has, I mean, granted he's not as athletic as can be, which could change with this 40, 50-pound weight loss.
Right.
But
Yeah, I think that'll be good
his
for him.
skill set is absolutely amazing. I mean, a second-round pick from Serbia, who nobody ever thought would ever be anything, and he turns into a top 5 player in the world and an all-star, an all-NBA player. I mean, and it is something we haven't seen in Denver for God knows how long.
No, for sure.
Right. But I mean, to answer your question, I'd probably say, I mean, Lakers and the Bucks. Toronto, I think, is a number 2 that'll come close. Philly is a little up and down. You don't know which Joel Embiid's going to show up. Ben Simmons is, he's very inconsistent in my opinion. But I got the Lakers and the Bucks.
And I got Clippers beating the Celtics. Yeah, I think unless Giannis has been in the gym working on his jump shot, I don't think they got it. I don't think they got enough. Because him just going to the cup ain't going to cut it this year.
Yeah.
People see...
I definitely agree with you on the Celtics. I definitely believe the Celtics are going to go. I think they're going to shock in Milwaukee for sure.
Shout out to Brad Stevens, man. Underrated. I mean, I believe he got Coach of the Year. I believe it was recently, but
look, Brad Stevens is a great coach, but if he doesn't do something with all these guys, he might want to go back to college because you're not going to get a better NBA roster than he's had the last couple of years.
No.
I mean, and truthfully, would you even call them better without Kyrie and add Kimba?
Yes.
Yeah.
And not because Kimba's better than Kyrie, but
true
because of the style of play that they're allowed to play. Free
Right.
ball, free moving. Kimba is good. He's as good as Kyrie in the last 5 seconds of the shot clock, but in the first 20 seconds of the shot clock, he can run an offense. He can get everybody involved.
Versus
Kyrie is not
ISO.
Yeah. And no shots at Kyrie because Kyrie's a problem. But I definitely think that's a better fit for that system that they want to run. With all those guys that can score, everybody needs to touch the ball.
LeBron would not be LeBron without Kyrie in Cleveland.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So
I got another question about this whole the whole COVID thing and the NBA. So out of all the players that could potentially be signed to fill out rosters, where do you think some of these guys are going, such as like DeMarcus Cousins, potentially Isaiah Thomas, if anywhere, Jamal Crawford? Are they going to get picked up just like J.R. Smith did, or are they going to end up just sitting it out and waiting until next season?
I'll say I read something that DeMarcus Cousins said he wasn't going to come back this year. But I think if he's available in a situation like Denver, for example, since you're a Nuggets fan, they lose a big. We don't know how they're going to do it when, he might be able to come back and play by that time. It's well over 2 weeks, so he might be able to. But I think all those guys, Jamal Crawford, Isaiah Thomas, I think there's a fit for him everywhere.
Right.
It just depends on how many guys don't want to come back, how many guys end up sick. I think that's kind of where the fit will naturally develop. But, those 2 guys for sure, 2 Seattle guys, shout out Rainier Beach up in Seattle where they both went to high school. DeJounte Murray went there too. But they're definitely NBA guys. There's not a reason they're not on the team right now.
Isn't there a cutoff time for when you can sign a free agent? I think it's...
Yeah, but I think with the whole rules and how everything is coming
because
into
somebody
play,
can get sick.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like you said, that's really what's going to be the biggest factor because, Jamal Crawford's going to be Jamal Crawford. And truthfully, depending on 80% of the teams, he's going to fit and be just fine and be Jamal Crawford. So.
Yeah, because how many second teams are running the offense?
Exactly.
Exactly. Just give him the ball, he's going to score. He's like Lou Williams.
Right.
Run him off a pick and roll, whatever, you get a bucket.
He's a different story because, if you're already, like Houston, for instance, it's not, I don't want to say it's not going to work, but it probably won't work, especially if they're doing the small ball thing. So, but yeah, supply and demand, I guess.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. But yeah, man, we appreciate you for tuning in, though, man.
Absolutely, Chris. Hey, and if you got anything you want to plug real quick, I know you're doing a lot. You said you're managing some fighters.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, I'll definitely put a lot out as far as fighters are concerned. We're getting back going. I believe the next guy I'm going to have going is going to be August 8th in Kansas. Outside of that, man, I'm actually running a podcast myself. It's more or less about combat sports.
Okay.
Boxing and MMA, and I usually have a top-notch guest at least twice a week. Last week I had world champion Jamel Herring, who's defending his title July 14th on ESPN.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the name of your podcast, bro?
It's called Shoot or Shoot with Chris.
I like it.
I definitely have to get a basketball reference in there for sure.
Yeah.
Check that out, man. I'll be sure to post some more videos and stuff like that so you guys can check it out. And whenever you guys, got some free time, you guys want me to come back, man, I'm definitely open to it for sure.
We appreciate that, man, and I'm tuning in for sure.
Yeah, appreciate that, fellas. Y'all guys have a great rest of your show, man. And Marlon, get at me.
I got you, man.
Thank you. We'll do.
Take care.
All right. Man, the love is crazy on the 30th episode, bro.
Shout out to Greg, man, and that's Greg. That's my fault because Greg has been our #1 supporter. I mean, we've had
From like episode 1.
We've had a ton of supporters. I don't want to try to rank him and all that stuff, but I will.
You did.
I'm putting Greg up there at the top. I mean, he's just from everything. Greg has been. I just sent him a text right now to get him back. Greg is my old manager. He's the guy. So.
And baseball is back. Shout out to the baseball players, man. They didn't budge on their deal. We want our money. They're always pretty good about that. Who we calling next?
So we got my guy B. Kerms. Bill Kerms is his name. We all call him B. Kerms. He knows Est and Chad, 2 first callers and everything. So
okay.
Yeah, so we're just gonna call him. He's actually a big Patriots fan. So I actually have a few questions for him.
I got a question for him too.
Yeah. What's going on, Kerms?
What's going on, Marlon?
Not much. Hey, so I'm just gonna ask this before you talk about what you want to talk about. With you being a Patriots fan, are you nervous about? I'm sure you're probably nervous about the outlook of it, but what are some of your concerns as far as what you think or don't think the Patriots will do coming up this season?
I think my biggest concern is actually that they're going to win games because you need a quarterback. And, I look at the schedule.
Yeah.
6 and 10. If they go 7 and 9, I actually might have to burn a jersey because we're going to lose draft stock to get a top tier quarterback.
What's the
but
what's the guy's name?
I mean, there really is not much to look forward to. Yeah, Brady is gone. I had a feeling he was going to be gone. I mean, and the division is getting better. The Bills, say what you want. The Bills are the team to beat right now. The Jets, there's a lot of optimism right now with Darnold. The thing is, the Jets are still the Jets. So, I mean, are they really going to turn the page this season? Especially with the Adams BS going on right now. I mean,
come on to Dallas, baby. Come on to Dallas.
Let's see if that happens. Now, if you're the Cowboys and you want Adams, what do you think is fair compensation?
A lot of money.
What about draft picks, players?
It's probably gonna be
I think you go. They want a first round and maybe throw them something else, maybe a third round or something like that. But I don't think you. I heard somebody say maybe Amari Cooper or even Gallup. I don't think you do anything like that just because you don't know if you're going to be able to sign him long term. And a guy like Amari Cooper, you've already locked in for the next 5 years. So I think you stay draft picks just because we're young already. We don't need a lot of youth. We need a veteran safety back there to help some of the young guys. I mean, our linebacking core is getting a little bit more experience, but they're still young. So I think you go draft picks, maybe a first and a third rounder.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I mean, you can make an argument the Cowboys had the best draft out of any team in this draft. I mean, you could probably put the Colts at number 2 because they got
the Colts did good.
Running back who could be offensive rookie of the year.
That's my quarterback.
A solid receiver in Pittman and a future quarterback in Easton, I think was the guy they got.
Phillip Rivers. Yep.
No, he said in the
Well,
draft.
that too, Marlon. Yes, I know. We know the Rivers love with Marlon.
It's my quarterback, man.
I guess I know how people used to look at me crazy when I would say Tony Romo's my quarterback because he never won anything for me, and well, Phillip Rivers never won anything for you, right?
Yeah, and you look dumb saying it, and I look
just as dumb.
It is what it is. So Kerm, another question for you. So now that baseball is back, you looking forward to anything? Well, I know you gamble too. Do you gamble on baseball?
I do not.
Okay.
Smart man.
Will you gamble on baseball now that it's back?
I know you can gamble like over under on runs and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a big golfer. I gamble more on golf than anything outside of like football.
Do you just take the field? How does that work?
Well, there's they have the list of players in the field, and they have like odds on who's going to win the tournament. So I'll pick the person based on the odds. Like this week, I took Jordan Spieth at 45-1 to win, only because since the tour has come back, he's actually been playing better than he had when the tour got postponed because of COVID.
Right.
And he actually won this tournament a couple years ago. Actually, the way he won the tournament, he was in a playoff. I can't remember who he was in against, but he was in the sand trap and actually pulled out from the sand trap to win the tournament. So when you take someone who's won a couple majors, his talent and his experience on the tour at 45-1, I think it's a steal.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah. No, I'm not big into golf, but I know Jordan, and I'll take those odds too. That's not a bad pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's other good ones out there. I think Colin Morikawa's at like 30-1. He's a real young up and comer, like 21, 22 years old from Cal. I think Patrick Cantley's at about 28, 30-1. He's another young golfer who was playing very well before COVID. There was actually a story that came out today. Brooks Koepka dropped out of the tournament this week because he had positive for COVID.
His caddy did?
Withdrew.
You know, I never realized how important their caddies are to these pro golfers. Like, they're a big deal.
Who's your caddy?
Oh yeah.
They don't mess with just anybody. So, what's the other? Tiger Woods' caddy is Joe. He's gonna know it.
He's had a couple. He started with Fluff, and then he had,
that's the original.
I forget the guy's name. It's like something Williams or I don't know. But there was like a controversy like after they broke up, and the caddies came out saying like I guess like Tiger didn't respect them or something like that.
Right.
And these caddies like they don't just like give them distances and read putts. I mean they pretty much like are like I don't know if I want to say like therapists on the course, but like they have to like pretty much like keep them in check with like their emotions.
Close to it, yeah.
And everything. I mean, it just depends on the golfer. I mean, you watch someone like John Rahm on the tour, who's probably one of the best young players on the tour. As good as he is, if you watch him sometimes, one bad swing, and he's just out of it.
Right.
And it's a shame that happens to him. I mean, I know it's
Stevie
doing as a golfer. But he just, sometimes if he kept his emotions a little more in check, I think he could have won a couple majors by now.
Well, that's one of those things. Golf, the mental is so important. Like you see it in sports like golf and tennis where you don't have a team to kind of pick you up. Where even in like a doubles beach volleyball or something like that, like the mental aspect of the game is super important because you're essentially out there by yourself, maybe with one other person. And like in tennis, the coach can't coach you.
You can't even like peek up and
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's tough though. But
Yeah, it's not like if you hit a bad shot, you can take your 7-iron out and just whack your caddy or the other person.
Right.
But yeah, well, shoot, we appreciate you, Kerms. I mean, we obviously we're in a group chat to talk all the time and everything, but hopefully everything goes through with football and get you back to gambling. Hopefully we can get this Vegas trip down.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what happens with the Vegas trip. I mean, for me at least, I mean, I'm 5 hours away in Jersey, and who knows if I have to wear a mask for 5 hours on the plane, it's going to be a little uncomfortable.
Right. It's a little uncomfortable for everybody right now. I mean, at the gym now, they're in Dallas County. We have to wear masks now in the gym, so which I can't. I do a ton of cardio, so obviously it's hard breathing in all of that stuff, and as you're trying to, on a stairmaster for an hour, so it's pretty tough.
No, sure. I mean, we still don't have this open yet here.
Yeah. So, but all right, man. Yeah, we appreciate all the love and support and everything, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's You see why I don't like him? You see? He just goes and goes.
But is it true?
No. All right.
Oh.
I mean, it's no point in entertaining.
Esteban, is it true?
Room, yes. All right, so now we'll get to the last caller.
Who we got?
We got one of my best
Ali.
friends, Ali. Yeah, he. I don't know if you ever met. I don't know if you ever met Ali or not.
Yeah,
but,
man.
So
Look
he,
at that bottle blonde.
Right,
man.
right.
Some brunch.
everywhere. Yeah, my birthday stuff. Yeah, so he's.
It wasn't your birthday. We just all went to
Marlon.
What's going on, man?
It was my
How
birthday.
you guys doing, man?
Hey,
I'm doing good. Marlon's trying to take credit for us meeting, and I'm just not going to let him have it.
I've met Marlon a couple of times, man.
you know it's funny, like, because I have whenever we have had events and stuff, and whenever Caroline's friends or some of my other friends are out, and then you come, they're like, "Oh, hey, is that Marlon from Marlon versus Marlon?"
Yeah, that was actually how Ali and I met. He was like the other Marlon, and I'm like, yeah, I'm guilty. That's me.
Oh man, the Marlon that knows about baseball, or knows a lot about baseball.
Yeah, man, that's me, man. So I'm ready, man. Padres on the way, man. I'm ready.
That just confirms that you don't know anything about
We
it.
have it. We can be 39 and
So, how's your math?
21.
Well, you had 60 games this season, so.
This is your best shot.
39 and 21. So,
That could be twisted, man.
hey, it might. You never know. But I just want to get in.
Yeah, that's what my question for you guys was, man. Well, the other Marlon, I was gonna ask you, man. How do you feel about this whole MLB restart? You know.
Well, I just.
He said the other Marlon.
Oh, I thought he was talking to me. Oh.
So I'm kind of excited about the thing I like about baseball is even if a team or two sneak into the playoffs or the postseason, in these series, usually the better team wins. When you got a 7-game series, or I don't know if they're going to shorten it to 5. I hope they don't. But, I mean, usually, it's not like a football where any given Sunday you can win a game. You got to beat a team 4 times, and the cream usually rises to the crop. So,
yeah.
So I'm,
The whole thing with me is like, because with baseball, they're going to be able to travel,
Yep.
the opponent stadium. In basketball, they're in that bubble, and they can't leave Disney World pretty much,
And that's a big deal in a sport like baseball because I mean you got different outfields, different walls, different lengths, different distances. I mean, so for example, in Boston. Like knowing how to play a ball off that wall is important when you go out there. It's not everybody knows how to do it. Or in Chicago, like that's something that you don't really see as much in basketball because all the courts are the exact same. But I think that's a pretty big deal. That short porch in Yankee Stadium, that's kind of cool, and it's a real home field advantage in some of these places.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, hopefully, nothing pops up, while these teams are playing.
With like the virus?
With virus, yeah.
I feel like it's I don't want to say this, but I mean, I feel like it's bound to happen. When you hear about all of the more and more cases that we get just from our county, not Texas alone, but just county, I mean, I just feel like it's bound to happen because somebody's going to come into the little basketball bubble or whatever, and we're going to hear about it. Like, didn't we see, was it Alabama that had 23 cases or 23 people that
Alabama, Clemson had like 28, LSU had 29,
I think we all know that it's going to happen, but it's about how we handle it and if we're able to proceed with the game if this player gets, the virus or whatever the case is. So.
Well, you don't want it that's why I don't want it to be another Rudy Gobert situation, Like, hey, the whole league has shut down again just because these teams have to be quarantined.
But shoot, also, but you look at when Brooklyn Nets, was it 2 months ago when we found out KD and some other Nets had it? Like 4 of them had it. It's not just one person that would get it. It's just a few of them in bunches. So it's like.
And that's what you have with Major League Baseball. Not as much as the NFL, but they've got a lot of players on their rosters for the most part too. So you're not. It won't be 4 people. It'll be like 8 or 9 if somebody catches it on those teams.
Yeah, coaches, everybody. So, but yeah, let's switch over and talk about your. For one, let's talk about Mavericks. Are the Mavericks in contention to make the playoffs this year?
Yes, we are the number 7 seed right now, man.
Okay, well I'm just checking because I just don't know. I mean, you guys are so far down there. I mean, I don't look that far down, so I'm just.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think it sucks to say this, like maybe the quarantine was good for the Mavericks, because with KP, KP had to, coming off an ACL, injury, he needed some time to heal up, and I think we're going to be a sleeper, man, in the playoffs. I think a lot of teams are going to want to play.
Well, you got to make it first. Like, let's just be clear.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you right now, we've already beat you guys once at home.
It's true. That's cute. Just one time. That's cute. I mean,
you guys beat us. I think you guys beat us once at home.
Okay.
But I don't think anybody's gonna want to see us in the playoffs this year.
I'd see you guys.
I'm gonna be honest. First, I'll admit that I was in a store. It was a sale going on, but I thought about buying Luka Doncic's jersey the other day. It's hot out here. Weekend, I might want to wear it. But I agree with you, Ali. I think you guys are definitely one of those teams that could surprise somebody and win some games, whether it's against the Clippers or the Lakers. I'm gonna be honest. If you stay in that 7th seed, I don't think you win a series
at all.
But I think
I'm not saying we're gonna go to the finals or even win a series. I'm saying I don't think any team wants to play us.
No, that's true. Especially not in the first round. You don't want to have a battle in the first round like that if you can.
I'd like to see them against the Clippers. I'd watch that. I love
because
that.
you want the Clippers
to. Against the Lakers, I would rather play the Clippers than the Lakers in a way, man.
Yeah, I think you guys are a better matchup for the Clippers.
Yeah, I think we match up a little bit better with the Clippers, but it's gonna be interesting because LeBron, him, and I don't know how well the other players on the Lakers have been trained, during the whole quarantine and stuff, but it takes one Anthony Davis heading to the locker room to change up the whole playoff scenario, man.
Oh yeah, well,
100%
we
agree.
saw that last year with the Warriors in the finals, man. It could happen fast.
100% agree. But hey, Ali, so I know you probably want to talk about the Cowboys, so we'll talk about that before we get on to the next call. But so with Dak Prescott, we obviously know that he got his did he sign already his franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So. But I know there's still that window for him to get a contract. Do you think he's going to get that contract this year, or is he going to ride out that franchise tag?
Man, you know what? I think him signing that franchise tag was more of the whole scare with the virus. With everything going on, the uncertainty with all these leagues, and him saying, "Hey, man, I don't know if I'm going to get a contract this year or not," but he has all the leverage right now. He has all the leverage.
Yep.
He's going to make $31 million this year. He gets another franchise tag.
Yeah.
Another $35 million.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to at that point you have to sit there and Kirk Cousins it for. Did he get franchised for 3 years? I think it was, or
I don't think you'll see a situation like Kirk Cousins just because the Cowboys want him to be their franchise quarterback. Nobody was really sold on Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean? He had a kind of splash season and then had another good season, but nobody ever looked at Kirk Cousins as their ideal starting quarterback or franchise quarterback at least.
Right.
If you hear everything around the Cowboys and stuff, they want Dak, but to be the quarterback and stuff, and I think if they really wanted him, he would have had contract right now.
Right.
So I ask you this last question: do you guys think you'll get Jamal Adams?
I don't know about. I don't think we're going to get Jamal Adams. I think the Jets are going to want way too much, and I don't think we're going to want to give up that much. So I don't think.
Not sold on that, yeah.
I think we should try to make the deal because you see what happened last year whenever Minka Fitzpatrick went over to the Steelers. He changed the whole defense.
Huge impact. Yeah.
I think that was a lot better after he went over there.
And I don't know if he got Defensive Player of the Year, but I know he was top 3.
Oh man, he changed that whole defense. And with us, the Cowboys have a hard time getting turnovers. And that's one of the big things, our defense is, our defense can't get a turnover to save their life.
Oh, trust me, we know.
I think, getting a playmaker like Jamal Adams would help, but it all depends on what the Jets want. So.
Yeah.
And I think he's kind of twisting their arm right now too, though, because they wanted a lot initially, but now that he's vocally said he wants out, I think they have to lower that price tag a little bit.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to, man. But he's a game changer, man. You gotta get what you can for him.
Right.
So,
Yeah, well.
Yeah, man. But it's gonna be interesting to see it, man. Like I wish, the Cowboys had, any team, but especially us with a new head coach. I wish we had time, for all these players to gel, out there playing and, getting to know the new offensive scheme and stuff. But
True.
Right. But yeah, man, well, shoot, we appreciate you for coming on, and I know we have our debate daily about Chargers, Cowboys, Lakers, Mavericks, and
Dodgers, Angels, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Padres, just Rangers, all that. So we're gonna. I know once all of this is over in a year or whatever, we're gonna check out that new Ranger Stadium, and it's gonna be a crazy experience, man. So
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on, man, and congratulations on the 30th episode, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate you, Alex.
All right, man. You guys have a good one.
All right, you too. All right. So I'm gonna see if we had a little bet.
No, he owes me steak dinner. Caroline, I hope you're on here. I'm spending this money.
He gonna get a TV dinner.
No.
So we had a little bet that we would be under. I told him 40 minutes, and I was expecting these calls to be 3-4 minutes.
And this is a weekly fight, by the way.
Yeah.
This is literally the one thing that we really fight about that never gets on the show.
I don't want to have long episodes. I like
Yes, he
I
does.
like the shorter ones because we can vet with you guys. I mean, you guys been rocking with us for a while.
This is him making it even longer, guys.
We want to. I still gotta call Damien. But we want to.
Damien, we're calling you next week.
We want to make sure.
Damien's gonna make it an hour and a half.
That is true. He do talk a lot with his old big
Damien,
ass.
I want you on the show. We got a spot for you right here.
How about this? The first short joke, I'm hanging up on.
No, you're not. He's gonna answer the phone with a short joke. I hope so.
And I'm gonna hang up on him. Damien is he's been a loyal listener too as well. He may not answer.
Hello.
What's going on, Milk Dud?
What's up with it?
Nothing much, man. You supposed to be patrolling the city?
I am.
Okay, all right. Well, good to know you on Facebook while you're supposed to be protecting and serving.
Hey, man.
Some of these places we got to drive kind of far out, man. So I have time to sit there and listen to your short comment.
Bye. But hey,
don't be short with me.
See, I knew that was coming. Yeah. All right. Hey, I got some dye for you, so you can dye your beard some more, and also I got some Rogaine, some Bengay, some icy hot patches.
How you gonna offer somebody
Don't
else
worry
some
about
Rogaine?
it. No, because I can grow mine out if I want to. So.
Well, listen. Since you got all that stuff, Marlon, let Big Marlon carry it, because I don't think you can carry it. Yeah, I'm on fire.
Hey, and for everybody else listening, this is literally what we do after every show is call Damien, and he jokes at Marlon and me the whole time.
But anyway, hey, so Damien, we just gonna keep you on for just a little bit, just because I'm gonna be short with you, because I know you need to be hitting the head with some more rocks. But hey, so but what we'll do is we still gonna plan to get you live, because that's gonna be a full episode of us, because I at least have just a ton of questions just like because you've been quiet as far as everything that's been going on for the most part, and you just started coming out and saying exactly how you feel and voicing your opinion and everything. So I would love to just kind of.
I made one post.
Yep, I remember.
And that's the only thing I said, and it was just I just couldn't stay quiet anymore. It would get to me.
Right.
Because I'm getting it from both sides. I'm getting it from my own people. I'm getting it from people that just see the uniform. So I'm getting it all sides.
Yeah. So when you come, I just want to just have that I just want this to be your way of venting and just to sit down and talk and everything. And so we'll do that. So, but it's the 30th episode, so I don't want to sit there and go back and forth with you, and I don't want you to potentially fall down and break something else.
That's fine.
And then,
well, then make sure you pick up all your short swords and chairs.
Bye.
No, we definitely. No, we do gotta have. Hey, but we need to do that real convo episode before sports get back, because we don't want to.
We will.
I'm down.
We will. Yeah. So, but all right, Damien, continue to patrol the city and get hit in the head with rocks, my dude.
That's fine. Hey,
Bye.
I need a real short cup I can put in the trunk.
Tell you gonna hang up on himself.
He got about 8 short jokes, so
I already know. Yeah, I know. I was being generous, but yes. But we appreciate you guys. Thank you for the love and support. I mean, I've been texting this dude all week, like 30. So I'm just I'm just so happy to be back into the palace. And
hey man,
and
thank y'all again for joining us for the 30th episode of the Marlon vs. Marlon podcast
from the palace, broadcasting live from the palace.
From Dallas. We appreciate y'all. And I want to give a shout out to everybody who we called, who called in. You guys helped me get a free steak dinner out of Marlon, so I appreciate that.
TV dinner.
We going to Nick and Sam's. Is that what it's called?
No, we going to Hungry Man.
Hey, but we out of here, man. Y'all have a good week. We'll see y'all next time.
I didn't do my video yet, man. Look at this house. Look at this, man. 30th episode, man. We appreciate.
We're trying to sign off.
Oh,
this is gonna look really bad on YouTube.
You can edit it. Edit man. Yeah, that's you.
I'm not editing this episode. It's an hour and 15 minutes. All right, y'all,
we
man.
appreciate y'all, man. Peace.
We out.